Welcome to Chinese History and Mythology. Hello friends, welcome back to Investiture of the Gods. Let's continue from where we left off last time. Before we get into the story, I want to remind everyone of something. What you are about to hear is just a retelling and translation of what is written in the original Investiture of the Gods. If at any point you feel uncomfortable with the content, please feel free to skip this part or stop listening. The original novel was written a very long time ago, and its ideas and descriptions are much more open than what we are used to today. Everything in this story is either fictional or unverified legend, so please don't get too hung up on the story itself. Instead, let's use the story as a way to understand how people in the past imagined history, power, and right and wrong. In this episode, we'll continue with the standoff at Mengjin and then move back to Zhaoji City to talk about a strange and cruel event that took place on the Deer Terrace. When Mengjin saw what was happening at the front of the formation, he frowned and said to Neja, "Those two do not look like normal people at all. Let me fight side by side with you." Wu Long moved first. He spurred his horse forward, rushed to the front, waved his twin sabers, and shouted, "Who dares take two of my strikes?" Neja stepped on his wind and fire wheels and flew out. He changed his body into 4 heads and 8 arms, lifting his fire golden spear in his hands. Wu Long saw him and asked, "Who are you?" "I am Neja," he said. "You wicked thing, you dare use monster magic to kill the allied lords of Zhou." As soon as he finished, he thrust his fire golden spear straight at Wu Long. Wu Long hurried to block with both sabers. They fought 3 or 4 rounds. Neja thought, "I can't waste time with him." So he summoned the 9 dragon fire cover. This treasure is a burning canopy that can release 9 fire dragons at once. With a soft sound, the cover dropped down and trapped Wu Long inside. Neja raised his hand, ready to slap the cover and make the 9 dragons breathe fire together. But in that instant, Wu Long twisted his body and changed into a streak of green light, slipping out from the edge of the cover. By the time all 9 fire dragons burst forth inside, Wu Long was already far away. Seeing Wu Long being handled by Neja, Chang Hao grew furious. He rode forward with his spear and shouted, "Neja, don't run, I'm coming for you." Just as he charged in, Mengjin rode his silver horse, the silver hoof horse, up to his side, holding his 3-point double-edged blade. Mengjin joined Neja in attacking Chang Hao from both sides. With 2 masters closing in, Chang Hao sensed danger. He pretended to be overwhelmed and turned his horse to flee. Mengjin did not chase. Instead, he raised his slingshot and fired a golden pellet. Chang Hao twisted his body in mid-gallop and dodged it. Neja summoned the 9 dragon fire cover again this time, dropping it over Chang Hao. The cover glowed red from within, but Chang Hao copied Wu Long's trick. He slid out from the edge as a streak of light and vanished. From the back of the formation, Yuan Hong watched everything. Seeing that Wu Long and Chang Hao could slip out of the fire cover unharmed, he was delighted. He immediately ordered, "Beat the war drums." The drums thundered. Yuan Hong whipped his horse and rushed forward, shouting, "Jiangziaya, come fight me, face to face." On the Zhou side, Yang Ren quickly mounted his cloud haze beast, lifted his cloud-flying spear, and blocked Yuan Hong's path. They fought 5 or 6 rounds. Yang Ren felt it was dangerous to drag the fight out, so he took out his 5-fire flame fan. This fan is a powerful treasure that can fan out 5 kinds of scorching fire. Yuan Hong saw the blazing gust coming and knew it was no joke. He instantly changed his form, turning himself into a streak of green light and shooting away, leaving only his poor warhorse to be burned to ashes in front of the lines. After seeing that none of their great magic could truly hurt the enemy, Jiangziaya had no choice but to order the retreat. The drums changed, Both sides pulled back to their own camps. Back in the main tent, Jiangziaya sighed. What a pity. 2 allied lords died for nothing today. Yang Jian came into Bowen and said, Today I watched those 3 carefully. All of them had the aura of monsters. They didn't look like normal humans. Neja used the 9-dragon fire cover. Yang Ren used his fire fan. I used my golden pellet. None of it could really hurt them. All the lords started talking among themselves. Everyone agreed. The magic used by Chang Hao, Wu Long, and Yuan Hong was strange, each of them more sinister than the last. Now let's turn back to Yuan Hong's camp. He returned to the main tent of the Shang army and sat in the commander's seat. Chang Hao and Wu Long came in together and bowed. Yuan Hong said, Neja's fire cover and Yang Ren's fire fan were both impressive. Wu Long laughed. Those covers and fans are only good against ordinary people. Against us, they're useless. Originally, I wanted to capture Jiangziaya today, but we only managed to kill 2 of his lords. It's not exactly a perfect victory. Don't be too modest, Yuan Hong told him. That's already a success. He immediately wrote a victory report, sealed it, and sent a courier to Zhaozi City. Standing to the side, Lu Renji had been watching everything. He quietly pulled Yin Chengshu, Lei Peng, and Lei Kun aside and asked, Brothers, did you see how Yuan, Hong, Wu Long, and Cheng Hao fought against Jiangziaya's side today? The 3 men all shook their heads. Honestly, we were just confused. We didn't really understand what we were looking at. Lu Renji sighed heavily. People say that when a country is about to prosper, there will be good omens. When a country is about to fall, strange disasters appear. Look at those 3, they are nothing like normal men. They're more like monsters who can change shape. Now, all the lords of the world have gathered here. Shang and Zhou are facing each other in a final struggle. Yet at this critical moment, our kingdom is relying on these creatures to fight for us. Tell me, can that really be trusted? Yin Chengshu said, Brother, don't say too much yet. Let's watch what they do next. Lu Renji shook his head slowly. My family has taken the pay of Shang for 3 generations. In the end, my life is just one life, and I can die for Shang, that's fine. But what hurts me is that we, the people of Shang, now have to be ordered around by monsters. How can a man accept that and still feel at peace? The courier carrying the victory report reached Jiazi City and went first to the document office. Fei Lian took the report, saw that Yuan Hong was announcing victory and claiming to have killed 2 rebel lords, Peng Zhushu and Yao Shuliang. He was overjoyed and rushed to tell King Zhou of Shang. When King Zhou heard the news, he clapped his hands. This Yuan Hong really is a fine commander. He killed 2 traitor lords in one stroke. The rest of those rebels will be terrified now. He ordered at once. Announce my reward. Give Yuan Hong a robe of brocade and gold jewels. Send him 100 bolts of shoe brocade, 10,000 strings of treasure money, and sheep and wine to reward the whole army. Tell them to fight with all their heart. When the rebellion is crushed, I will make them all lords. I will not go back on my word. Fei Lian bowed to thank him and went off to prepare the rewards to send to Yuan Hong at Mengjin. At that moment, Daji heard the news of Yuan Hong's victory. She came out from the inner palace to see King Zhou and said, Your Majesty, allow me to congratulate you. You have found a minister who truly fights for the state. It seems Yuan Hong is indeed the real thing as a commander. With him, the rebellion will soon be put down. Your Majesty can rest easy. King Zhou laughed. My beloved, you are right. He ordered the palace officials to set up the 9-dragon banquet on the Deer Terrace, an extremely lavish feast. He sat there drinking with Daji, Huzaimei, and Lady Wang. That day was the heart of winter, the coldest time of the year. A sharp north wind blew, and the air was icy. The four of them drank on the high terrace, happily chatting and laughing. All of a sudden, a red cloud pressed down from the sky, and then thick snow began to fall. The palace official in attendance stepped up and reported, "Your Majesty, it has started to snow." King Zhou was delighted. "Perfect timing. Let us enjoy the snow," he ordered. "Roll up all the curtains. I want to watch the snow with my beloved and my beauties." The attendants rolled up the drapes around the Deer Terrace. Snowflakes drifted down from the sky. Inside and outside Zhao, everything was soon covered in white. Roofs, streets, trees all turned pale and silent. King Zhou leaned on the railing, watching the snowy city, feeling very pleased with himself. He kept telling Daji to sing or laugh, anything to amuse him. He said to her, "My love, you learned singing and dancing from childhood. Now we have such a fine snow sing, something for me." Daji bowed and said, "As you command." She stood on the Deer Terrace and began to sing. Her voice was clear and bright. Even after she finished, the echo of her song seemed to hang in the winter air. The more King Zhou listened, the happier he became. He downed 3 large cups of wine in one breath. After a while, the snow stopped. The clouds parted, and the sun came out again. King Zhou and the women leaned against the railing, looking out over the snow-covered city. To the west of the Deer Terrace ran a small river. It was formed long ago when laborers dug out earth to build the terrace. Water filled the low ground and slowly became a river. There was no bridge across it, so anyone who needed to cross had to roll up their pants and wade through the icy water barefoot. As King Zhou looked out, he suddenly noticed something. An old man rolled up his pants and stepped into the river. He walked very quickly. Even though the water was freezing, he didn't seem to mind the cold at all. A little later, a young man also took off his shoes and stepped in. He shivered constantly and walked very slowly, clearly unable to bear the cold. From above, King Zhou saw this and felt puzzled. He said to Daji, "My love, this is very strange. Look at that old man crossing the river. He's not afraid of the cold at all, moving so quickly in the water. But that young man, who looks stronger, is shivering and dragging his feet. Shouldn't it be the other way around? What is going on here?" Daji smiled and said, "Your Majesty may not know. That old man is not afraid of the cold because his parents had him when they were still young. So he was strong from childhood. His blood is full. His marrow is rich. So even in old age, he still has the strength to endure cold. That young man was born when his parents were already old. Their vital essence was weak when he was conceived. So he was born with a poor foundation. His blood is thin. His marrow is lacking. He looks young, but he is easily chilled." King Zhou laughed. "My love, you must be lying to me. Aren't people all the same? All are born from a father's essence and a mother's blood. They are strong when they are young and weak when they are old. How can there be such a thing as a weak youth and a stronger old man?" Daji said, "If your Majesty does not believe it, bring them both up here and examine them. Then you will know whether I am right." King Zhou immediately ordered, "Go seize those 2 who just crossed the river." The palace official went to the west gate, grabbed the old man and the young man, and dragged them away. The 2 were terrified and shouted, "We have done no wrong. We pay our taxes and follow the laws. Why are you arresting us? What crimes have we committed?" The palace official laughed. "The king wants to see you." The 2 protested, "We've done nothing serious. Even if the king wants to see us, you don't have to drag us like this." "The king's orders are enough," the official said. "There is no need for reasons. You just come along. I don't think anything too serious will happen. Maybe you'll even be rewarded." He half coaxed, half pulled them up to the base of the Deer Terrace. King Zhou looked down from above and saw them standing at the foot of the terrace. He ordered coldly, "Bring me axes, chop open their shin bones, and show me the marrow inside." The old man and the young man screamed in terror and tried to break free. The guards held them down and hacked through both their lower legs. Blood poured over the ground. The guards carried the broken shins up to the terrace and split the bones open in front of the king and Daji. Inside the old man's bones, the marrow was full and thick. In the young man's bones, there was almost no marrow at all, just emptiness. King Zhou saw this and actually laughed. "My love truly has divine insight," he said. "Every word you spoke was correct." Up on the terrace, everyone around them was too busy flattering and praising the king and Daji. Down below, the two mutilated commoners had only pain and despair. Their cries could not reach this high. Daji then said to the king, "Your Majesty, I may be a woman, but I have studied the arts of yin and the hidden signs of the world. I can judge the balance of yin and yang. I can read people accurately. Just now I could see their bone marrow without cutting their legs open first. That is easy. I can also read pregnant women. Through the belly, I can tell if the child is a boy or a girl. I can see how many months along she is. I can tell if the baby's head is up or down, and which way the face is turned." King Zhou was thrilled. "Is that really true?" he asked. "Is it truly that amazing?" He immediately ordered, "Go and catch several pregnant women." The palace officer received the order and went through Zhaozi city arresting women. He seized 3 women who were heavily pregnant and dragged them to the gate of noon. The 3 of them cried as if their hearts were being torn out. They screamed for their husbands and their parents. Their cries made anyone who heard them feel cold inside. At that time, GZI was in the document office with Wei Ziqi, Wei Ziyan, and Senior Minister Sun Rong discussing the war. Suddenly, they heard a loud commotion near the 9-Dragon Bridge, mixed with heartbreaking cries. The ministers rushed out to see what was happening. They saw the palace officer leading soldiers, forcing 3 pregnant women toward the Deer Terrace. GZ hurried over and asked, "What is going on? Why are you arresting them?" One of the women sobbed, "My lord, we pay our taxes and follow the rules. We have done nothing wrong. But they still arrested us. They said they want to cut our bellies open and take the babies out. Please, my lord, save us." GZI turned to the palace officer. "Why does the king want pregnant women?" The officer replied, "The king just tested Daji's words by killing an old man and a young man and examining their marrow. Now Daji claims she can read unborn children through the womb. The king found that interesting and wants to see if she is right." When GZI heard this, his whole body shook. He cried out, "Heavens! How did our Shang kingdom end up with such a ruler?" He was filled with rage and horror. He and the others ran up to the Deer Terrace. King Zhou had been waiting for the pregnant women, eager for Daji to prove herself again. Seeing GZI and the others instead, his face darkened. "GZ, I fell to the ground and wept loudly. I never thought that the world passed down from Cheng Tang. This foundation, built by dozens of generations, would come to an end in our hands today. You slaughter the innocent. How will you face the spirits of our ancestors?" King Zhou's face turned cold. "Ooh, King Jifa has rebelled," he said. "I now have Yuan Ho. He is very capable. He has already killed 2 rebel lords. Soon he will destroy Jiangziaya and Jifa. And you dare to say my kingdom is finished? I only wanted to test whether DAG speaks truthfully. So what if I cut open a few pregnant women? That is a small matter. How dare you shout at me in public?" Crying, GZI pleaded, "Human life, once lost, never returns. Every person values their own life. Now that you kill people so lightly, one day people will also kill you. There are 800 lords at Mengjin now. Soon, their armies will be at our gates. When the Zhou army reaches Zhou, who will fight to the death for you? I fear the common people will rush to open the gates and offer this city to Wu King Jifa. Our ancestral temple will be destroyed. Our ancestors' tablets will be thrown aside. Our palaces will be filled with strangers. Our people will become subjects of someone else. And all of this, every bit of it, is brought on by you. Your Majesty, are you not afraid at all? King Zhou's rage exploded. You old fool, you dare say to my face that I will lose the kingdom. Guards, seize him and beat him to death. Jizai said, if I die, that's nothing. The real pity is that you are the one ruining this state. You will be cursed for thousands of years. The guards dragged him away. Weizi, Iweizi Aiki, and Weizi Yan rushed to block them, crying out, do not kill him. The three of them knelt on the terrace and begged, Your Majesty, Jizai has always been loyal. He is a great minister with great merit. He spoke harshly today, but every word was for the good of the state. You must listen. Seeing three royal kinsmen kneeling together, King Zhou held back for now. Fine, he said. I will not kill him. I will strip him of his rank and make him a commoner. But then Daji stepped out again. Your Majesty, she said calmly, that will not do. Just now, he insulted you openly. He did not behave like a subject at all. This is treason in his heart. If he is only made a commoner, and later he joins Wu King Jifa, he will bring us disaster from both front and back. What do you suggest, then? King Zhou asked. Shave his head, Daji said. Lock him inside the palace and make him a slave. That way, no one else will dare talk back to you. King Zhou was delighted. Excellent. Do that. They shaved Jizai's head, locked him in the palace, and forced him to serve as a slave. Weizi Aiki and Weizi Yan watched this happen and knew Shang could no longer be saved. They wept bitterly under the Deer Terrace. Our Shang kingdom, 600 years of rivers and mountains. Today, it truly ends. Through their tears, they quietly made a decision. We must remove the ancestral tablets of 28 generations from the great temple. We must take them far away, hide ourselves, and keep the incense of Shang from going out completely. They left Shaji in secret, carrying the tablets away to hide in another land. Meanwhile, King Zhou finally had the three pregnant women brought to the terrace. Daji pointed to the first one and said, She carries a boy. His face is turned to her left. She pointed to the second. She also carries a boy. His face is turned to her right. King Zhou ignored their crying. He ordered the soldiers to cut open their bellies immediately. When the wombs were opened, both children were boys, exactly as Daji had said. Positions and all, King Zhou clapped his hands with joy. Perfect! Perfect! My love, you truly have divine sight. Then Daji pointed to the third woman. She carries a girl. The baby's back is facing outward. The third woman was so terrified she fainted. The soldiers saw her collapse, but did not dare say a word. They still carried out the command and cut her open. Inside, there was indeed a baby girl, in exactly the position Daji had described. King Zhou threw back his head and laughed. My love, you are like an immortal. No one is more accurate than you. Just then, the sky darkened. Sun and moon seemed to be covered at once. The heavens turned gray and heavy, and snow began to fall again. The next day, the watchers came to report, Your Majesty, Weizi Niki and Weizi Nian have shut the gates of their mansions and disappeared. We do not know where they went. King Zhou merely waved his hand. They are old, staying in Zhaojie. They are no help to me. All they do is nag. If they are gone, my court is quieter. Now that Yuan Hong keeps winning battles, the Zhou army will soon be forced back. From that day on, King Zhou thought of nothing but drinking with Daji. He spent every day playing with her, ignoring the affairs of state. The remaining officials of Zhaozhe were scared out of their wits. No one dared advise him anymore. The whole Shang kingdom was like a man standing on the top floor of a crumbling building, waiting for the final crash. By now, listeners, you can probably feel why the Shang dynasty was on the edge of collapse. In history, many dynasties end like this, when the one sitting on the throne begins to treat human life as nothing. When the emperor's power is used for cruelty and bloodshed, that is usually the sign that a dynasty is about to fall. There is an old saying from the mouths of many rulers: "He who wins the hearts of the people wins the world." That is the simple truth. No matter how long a dynasty has lasted, once its ruler loses the love and respect of the people, that dynasty has already reached the end of its road. But in truth, everything up to this point is merely the stillness at the very center of the storm. The blood spilled upon Deer Terrace and the murderous tension at Mengjin Wood, they erupt together and shatter the very foundation of the Shang dynasty in a single moment. Could victories won by the hands of monsters truly stand against the steel of 600 lords and the rising tide of the Zhou army? On one side stands a king who is rapidly losing the hearts of his people. On the other, a ruler Tubi, who still hesitates, still clings to the belief that he must observe the governance of Shang before calling himself king. One day, at the spot outside Zhaozhe city where the imperial notice was posted, two men showed up, and these two looked terrifying. One had a face as blue as indigo water, his eyes shone like golden lamps. His mouth was huge, his teeth stuck forward like an animal's, and his whole body was tall and muscular. The other had a face the color of green melon skin. His mouth was as big as a bowl of blood, his teeth lined up like short swords, and his hair was as red as cinnabar. Two horns grew from each side of his head, making him look even stranger. Felian spotted them from far away, and even he felt a bit scared. The two walked up to the notice, bowed, and stood respectfully. Felian asked, "Where are you two from? What are your names?" The two men bent forward and replied, "We are common people under His Majesty. We are subjects of Shang. We heard that Jiangziaya is rebelling and attacking the Heavenly King's passes. The two of us wish to serve under His Majesty and repay the kindness of our country. We do not want rank or money. We only want to defeat the Zhou army and wash away His Majesty's humiliation. My name is Gao Ming, and this is my younger brother, Gao Ju." Felian nodded. "You two are loyal and righteous. I admire that." He immediately brought them into the palace to meet King Zhou of Shang. The king took one look at the two strange, fierce-looking men, sensed their powerful aura, and said, "The two of you are true heroes." Right then and there, on the Deer Terrace, he appointed them generals of divine might. Gao Ming and Gao Ju kneeled to give thanks. King Zhou ordered, "Let the imperial minister drink with the two generals." The two withdrew for a moment to straighten their caps and robes, then waited at Shenqing Hall for the banquet. They drank all the way into the night before taking their leave. The next morning, King Zhou issued a decree commanding Gao Ming and Gao Ju to accompany the imperial envoy and deliver imperial lamb and royal wine to Ming. So Gao Ming, Gao Ju, and the envoy traveled to Mengjin. Yuan Hong and the officers on the Shang side came out of the camp to receive the decree, brought the envoy into the central tent, opened the Shangzi, and read it aloud. The decree said, "Marshal Yuan Hong, you possess both wisdom and strength. Your learning surpasses others, and you continually win victories. You are truly the pillar of the nation, a dragon among men. I have sent Minister Chen Yu to deliver imperial lamb, fine wine, silk, and brocade to reward you and your soldiers. When you destroy the rebels, I will grant you the title of Lord. Yuan Hong listened, thanked His Majesty, then hosted a feast for the envoy. Afterward, he summoned Gao Ming and Gao Zhu into the tent. The moment they entered, Yuan Hong immediately understood. These two brothers were tree spirits, Gao Ming, a peach tree spirit, Gao Zhu, a willow tree ghost. At the same time, the two brothers looked up and recognized Yuan Hong as a white ape spirit from Mycenae. They exchanged one look and instantly knew. We're the same kind, all monsters, all on the same side. They shared a smile and felt close instantly. The next day, Yuan Hong wrote his reply and sent the imperial envoy back to Zhaozhe city. Then he ordered Gao Ming and Gao Zhu to go challenge the Zhou camp. The two rode out, fierce and full of killing intent. When Neja heard someone calling for battle, he went out to face them. The moment he saw them, one with a blue indigo face and lamp-like eyes, the other with a green bark-colored face and a blood-red mouth, one with tusks like iron swords and beard hanging like red ropes, the other holding a halberd with a leopard tail tied to it while his brother carried a giant battle axe the size of a carriage wheel. Neja saw they were as terrifying as could be. But he refused to back down. He stepped on his wind and fire wheels, turned into 4 heads and 8 arms, raised his sky-shaking arrow, and struck. His first blow landed squarely on Jiao Zhu's head. A flash of gold burst out, scattered onto the ground, but Gao Zhu didn't die. Naju didn't stop. He raised the heaven and earth bow, threw it out, and trapped Gao Ming inside. With a single slap, 9 fire dragons shot out and burned everything inside. Neja went back to camp and told Jiang Ziya, I already wiped them out in one move. Jiang Ziya was pleased, but the next day, scouts rushed in. Gao Ming and Gao Zhu are outside calling for battle again. The report reached the central tent. Jiang Ziya's face darkened. He asked Naja, Didn't you say you wiped them out? Why are they back? Naja felt embarrassed. It seems they know some hiding magic. Yesterday I burned only their outer bodies, not their true forms. Today, please come watch at the front lines. Then we'll know what they really are. Jiang Ziya agreed and ordered all 600 lords to stand outside and watch how he would command today. He rode his 4 knot-like beasts to the front. One look at the 2 strange generals, their heavy demon aura rising, and he shouted, Gao Ming, Gao Zhu, how dare you block the army of heaven's mandate? You're asking for death. Zhao Ming laughed loudly. Jiang Ziya, I know you're a Taoist from Kunlun Mountain. You've brought cultivators from all the sacred mountains and rivers, fighting your way here, acting all high and mighty. That's because you haven't met real experts like us. With that, the 2 brothers charged with halberd and axe raised high. From the Zhou side, Li Jing and Yang Ren rode out together, saying nothing, attacking straight on. The 4 clashed fiercely. Standing aside, Yang Jian watched a few rounds and saw the truth. Gao Ming and Gao Zhu were bursting with demon energy, definitely not mortals. Yang Ren immediately pulled out his 5-fire fan and swung it at Gao Ming. Gao Ming's body flickered, turning into a streak of black light, and vanished. Li Jing seized the moment. He threw out his treasure, the Linglong golden pagoda, and trapped Gao Zhu inside. The tower closed, and Gao Zhu disappeared. Back at the Shang camp gate, Yuan Hong had been watching the battle with the other officers. When he saw Gao Ming and Gao Zhu suddenly vanish, his heart tightened. He quickly ordered Wulong and Chang Hao to rush out and take their place. Neja rode in on his wind and fire wheels to face Wulong. Yang Jian lifted his 3-point DBLG blade and charged at Chang Hao. The 4 of them fought in a wild, swirling clash. Just then, the battlefield turned into a storm of blades and fire. Neja's wind and fire wheels sliced across the ground in blazing circles. Yang Jian's double-edged blade flashed like lightning. Wu Long and Cheng Hao tried to hold their ground, but the Zhou side pressed harder with every strike. Sand flew, flags snapped in the wind, and the clash of weapons echoed like thunder. Yet before victory or defeat could be seen, a strange gust rose from behind the Shang lines, carrying a sharp, eerie whistle across the field, the kind that meant another monster was about to enter the fight. Both sides felt the shift. Even Yang Jian narrowed his eyes. Was it Yuan Hong preparing a counterattack? Was it another Mycenaean creature lying in ambush? Or was something even more dangerous about to appear on the battlefield? In the next chapter, we continue the story. This is Bunny. In my own way, I'll follow China's historical timeline to tell you mythic stories and unpack the history and culture behind them. Thanks for listening, please follow the show, and I'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, quick heads up, my other show, Monkey King's Son, Wukong, Journey to the West, is now live. If you love Journey to the West, if you're a true fan of Sun Wukong, you don't want to miss this. I'll walk you through a fresh reading of the story, clear, simple, and fun. We'll unpack the characters and plot, and I'll point out the hidden meanings and the rich Chinese cultural power inside this classic. Just search Monkey King's Sun Wukong, Journey to the West. Look for the show with the same icon as this one. Follow along with Bonnie, and let's rediscover Journey to the West together.